Hey guys, how are you? I have three aha moments for you today that really made my life better, made my life feel better, and improved my life. And I want to share with you. But right now, I'm actually sitting outside my gym. I just went for a quick workout, which was so awesome. I do a slow, like a heavy, slow weights, and I do one set, one rep, one set, one set of about 12 to 15 reps. And I do it super heavy and super slow, like really slow, like do like 4 or 5 seconds up and 4 or 5 seconds down. So it's super slow but super heavy. So by the end of the 2.5 minutes that I'm doing the set, my muscles are going to full failure, which feels amazing because I don't have to be in the gym for an hour. It only takes me about 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20, to get it all in. And I can do like full body, like leg press, chest press, some shoulder press, um, and my husband and I call it 6 minute abs. It's from the movie where they were making fun of, they were selling 6 minute abs um, program, and they were competing. They were saying, why do 7 minute abs? What if the next guy comes in and sells 6 minute abs? Obviously, you'll buy the 6 minute abs um, like program. So because this is so quick, but it's so effective and I love it, it just keeps me so strong. And it really feels like I ran a half marathon. My muscles are to full failure and I'm sore. So I just did that. I'm so happy about that. I'm fighting a bit of a cold. And what else? Kids are at school and it's summer here. And let me tell you about the three aha moments. So the first two aha moments I got from talking to this mom. She has three kids, and we were talking about tutors and grades and math, and she says, you know what I got? She says, I've got my kids a math tutor before they struggle. She says, so they never have to struggle. And for me, it was such an aha moment because I've always thought, I will get them a tutor if they're struggling or when they struggle. And that was such a brilliant thought that I literally had an aha moment, and I had to share it with you because that is such a great way to support your child, and it's a great example of abundance thinking, like thinking abundantly, not like thinking out of scarcity. Like, if I have the means to support my child in this way, why wouldn't I, right? And so I've been debating, getting a tutor for my twins for math and French. I've actually been talking to the teacher of the boys, and their marks are okay. They're meeting grade expectations. But for math, one of them is a little bit struggling. One is struggling with French a little bit. And actually, one of the kids admitted to me he's struggling in math. And at that point, I thought, well, let's get you set up with a tutor, right? But I just never ever considered I've never thought or felt such abundance to do it as a preventative measure. And maybe you're also have scarcity thinking like I do and have never considered doing something like that. And I hope it helps you. And I wonder, like, for me, I always think, oh my gosh, where else in my life am I doing this? And where I'm like waiting till the last moment to improve the situation, or whereas maybe improving it before it gets bad is a good idea, right? So that's where it gave me a great aha moment. And what a great way, right? Just you can support your child. I mean, and also, like, allowing your child to struggle is great sometimes, but maybe you can pick and choose where you want them to struggle, right? Like, say they try out for a sports team and they don't make it. Well, that's a great struggle, I think, because you need to learn how to handle these failures, kind of, or being denied what you want. But math maybe is not one of them for me. I prefer that they are not struggling in math and like core subjects at school, and then they have their struggles where I cannot control it. So out of this aha moment and out of chatting with my kids, I decided to get them a tutor. And out of that came out another amazing improvement and like addition in my life and our family is I actually was looking for the tutor and like asking everyone, if they have a good tutor, and got some numbers, and it was just brainstorming, okay, where else can I get a good tutor, because I don't want to just try any tutor. We've done that already before, and it was kind of a waste of my time because they were not great. So I wanted a tutor with a great reference and like the kids might like, and also would work for them to come to my house. So I thought, okay, maybe a high school student. And right away when I thought that, I thought of my oldest son who's in high school. So I thought, oh my gosh, this would be amazing. So I chatted with him and he agreed, and I agreed to pay him. And he got really excited because it's really good money for a high school student. And so I told him, I said, this is not only a big, big, huge help for me as a mom, finding a tutor for them that they like and that they can trust, but also it's help for the kids, right? Because they look up to their big brother and they listen to him really well. Um, but also he could put this experience down on his resume when he's applying to university. And I told him about that, and he got really excited, actually more excited than the money. And so I said, this is a great overall great benefit for a whole family, this whole adventure, this whole aha moment. So I'm super excited about that. Of course, I'm aware that, with siblings, we could run into trouble, which of course is understandable, right? And I'm ready for when that happens, and we'll see, right? We don't have to continue if it really doesn't work long term. But if we can overcome that hump and then the boys have to learn to respect each other and not fight, then that's great. And maybe we'll never overcome that. We'll never face that challenge because they've already had a couple sessions with each other, and they both um like approach it in a great spirit, and they're happy coming out of it. So I'm really happy, really, really happy with the outcome. So that's been amazing. The other aha moment that I had was, and as you listen to these, I really hope that you can kind of think about your life, right? And think, where am I not seeing the same in my life, right? Like, where could I improve before they struggle? Or where am I having like scarcity thinking? So same thing here with this aha moment, the same thing with coming from the same mom. And also aha moment happened because of my scarcity thinking. And I'm so happy I talked to her because it just blew my mind. Such simple, obvious things that I never considered until I come across them in real life. And I'm like, yes, this makes perfect sense. So the other thing is, this mom, she has one child going into university and two kids in high school. Yes. And so she has guided, is guiding her kids to the career that they want, right? And guiding them to where she wants them to be, and they're showing what they want. But she's also guiding her whole family to stay together. So here's what I mean. Like, my say my parents are 4 hour flight away. My husband's parents are an hour flight away, and the siblings are all spread out all over the country, which is fine. We still see them lots. And so because of that, I always assumed that when my kids grow up, I am just bound to be far away from my kids. And I just accepted that truth. And I thought, oh my gosh, they're going away for university. They're probably going to go away to a different province, or who knows, US. I don't know. And so that was my thinking all along until I chatted with this mom, and she said, yes, my son's going to San Francisco to university. And after 2 years, I'm moving there with my two daughters to live in San Francisco. And my girls will go to school there, university there. They will start their like sports career there. And my husband will also be able to join. And my mind was blown away because of my limited thinking that the only option for us is we're going to be spread far apart or around the country. I never once thought that it's possible for us to be close. And because of that, I never I never guided my kids or myself towards that. And I fully realize that this is not fully possible for because I can't control what happens, right? I realize that as they grow up, anything is possible. Like who knows where they will end up, and the what I envisioned could still happen, right? They could still be all over the world, but that does not mean I cannot try and keep us together. And so that kind of excited me in a way, but and allowed me to think bigger, allowed me to actually focus on what I do want. And what I do want, it would be great if we were all close enough together that we would see each other, right? That would be amazing. That we would come and spend weekends together and the grandkids could come and my son could come over for weekend dinner and I could go for lunch with them when they're in university, right? That never even occurred to me to think towards that because it was so like kind of excuse me, doomed with what I didn't want. And I was thinking about that only instead of thinking what I do want. Excuse me. So the whole lesson for me here was to think of more of what I do want. The whole lesson for me here was to think of what I do want. What do I want? And to focus on that instead of just assuming that what I don't want will happen. That was an aha moment for me. And I could, enjoy envisioning being close to my kids when they're older and enjoy envisioning going for lunches and dinners with them and going skiing with them and going shopping with them and just them being around instead of just assuming that they will be far away, I'll never see them, right? That was another aha moment. So I wanted to share that with you. And also, where are you doing that? Where are you just assuming the worst when we actually don't know what will happen? We really don't know. Because like my parents have still one of their like my brother's so close to my parents and my husband has two of his siblings close by and we still do see a lot of the other siblings. So it is what you make it as well when we are far away. And my husband keeps on comforting me. He says, well, if they're far away, we'll just come see them more often. Like, no problem. So either way, it will all be fine. But it's way more enjoyable to focus on what we want. And remember, the law of attraction is we make happen things that we think about. We attract what we think about. So why don't we just kind of focus on what we want, right? And the third aha moment I had was this past Friday when I took my kids skiing, and I also took two of their friends, two of my oldest boys' friends, along with us. My car fits 7 people, so I took two more boys. My husband was at work, and it was 7 of us going skiing. And all the boys were super excited. We had a great day. My two big boys split up with their friends. So one went with one friend, they skied the whole day together and had lunch. And then my middle boy and his friend did the same thing. They skied together and had lunch. And it was me and the twins who spent the day together skiing and having lunch. It was wonderful. And we were taking so many pictures because it was fun. It was great to be with them, and I was so happy with the twins. And I took pictures of the other boys, and I sent it to my friend. Actually, my best friend's son was one of the boys who I brought, and I sent it to her, and she writes back, "You are amazing!" Like many exclamation points. And to me, I thought it was so funny. Like, why am I amazing? It made zero sense to me. It just was so funny. I'm like, I didn't do anything. I'm like, why am I amazing? This is so funny. Most of my life, when people like hear that I have 4 boys, they really give me compliments, which I never, ever, ever get. I just don't understand them. Why am I getting a compliment? I, I'm like, I'm just doing what I'm what I have to do. Like, I'm just taking care of my family, which is what you do. Everyone does it, right? So until that day, I even answered her and I said, ha ha ha, like that is so funny. If this is what it takes to be amazing, that I'm amazing all the time. And then later I was really thinking, like, why am I amazing? And I think later on at the end of the day, when the boys were actually saying thank you to me, they said, thank you so much for driving us. Thank you so much for bringing us skiing. And they were also happy. And that's when I think I got it. Why am I amazing? Because it would be so easy. And in fact, I've had other days where I stayed home and didn't take anyone anywhere, and the kids just hung out at home. But it would be so easy to not go. It could be so easy to say, oh, like that's a lot of kids. That's actually a lot of responsibility to drive that many kids. I have to deal with feeding them and getting everything ready and packing all the ski gear and getting up early and kind of putting up with all the complaints and whining and planning, right? I don't, it'd be so much easier to just not go, right? I'd have to pick up these boys, text this mom, text that mom, figure out if it works, check the weather, checking all that, right? That all takes effort and it's so much easier not to do it. And the end result was the boys were happy and my son's friends were really happy, especially the one boy who doesn't get to go skiing much. He was extremely happy, and I was so happy to take him. And my boys were happy that they could ski with their friends. So I think I kind of had got that understood that making people happy is worth being amazing. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like the actual act of going, skiing and organizing it is nothing. Like it's just it's effort, it's work, yes, but I do it and it's fine. But the aha moment came when I realized, oh, I made these guys happy. Like that's feels really good, they were able to enjoy such a unique experience they don't often get to enjoy skiing together. And the moms were happy, my kids were happy, the friends were happy. So saying all that, where are you being amazing and you're not recognizing it? Where are you doing something that you do every day, all the time, every week, wherever, and you're making someone really happy, but you don't really care about it? Like you don't see the amazingness in it. And that that's a great feeling to give yourself some recognition. Excuse me. So that's a great aha moment to get. Like, oh my gosh, I am amazing. I didn't have to do any of this and I did it and they're all so happy and it all went well and and they're appreciating it. And you know what? Well done. Like it didn't feel like a lot of extra work. It just felt like regular work. But like I'm doing pretty good, right? So where are you not seeing your amazingness? It's so easy for us to not see it because we do it all the time, right? Do I call it the invisible jobs, right? Cleaning and cooking and driving. They're only visible if I'm not doing them, right? But when I do them, it's just like as everything is as expected. So you are amazing. You are amazing for doing what everything that you do for your kids, for yourself, for the house, for the husband. And where can you find that amazingness, feeling that feeling of amazingness? Where can you appreciate it? Hopefully this gave you some your own aha moments. I'm really excited about the tutoring that is excuse me. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm not going to edit it out because I'm lazy. Okay? But I wanted to share that and now I'm going to go source some macaroni so I can make macaroni and cheese for the kids and ribs. By the way, yesterday's dinner was epic fail. I did not want to make it. I made it. I bought salmon that was not in great condition. One of my kids gagged on it. It was not great. Um, what else? Broccoli cheddar soup was okay, was a bit too watery, and the rice was brown rice, which my kids hate. So overall, nobody was happy. And today I decided to redeem myself with making ribs for them and mac and cheese and what else? Maybe if I find some beans, maybe beans and veggies. So I'm sure it'll be a big hit with the ribs and mac and cheese. I can redeem myself. But honestly, if I did not have to cook every day, I would be happy. And sometimes I do not fully cook. But epic fails, one after another. Okay, guys, have a great day. I love you. Sorry about the coughing. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.